will give you a rundown of the starting lineups for Hardin-Simmons.
Wildcat
so
fans,
let's go
welcome out to Shelton Stadium here in Abilene, Texas, where we are getting ready for your Louisiana Christian University Wildcats to take on a former conference foe. This is the Cowboys of Hardin-Simmons, and you see on their board some of the starters that they'll like to look at. They play a lot of that on their video screen here, and so we're taking some of the feed from there. But we are, Shelton Stadium is where today's event is. Cats and the Cowboys set to renew this rivalry that has been pretty much dominated the last few years by this Hardin-Simmons team. It's been 2019 since they hooked up before that. I am Doug Gann with 446 Sports, and we are delighted to have you out here while they're going through some of the starters on that Cowboys team. And this is just a tough Hardin-Simmons team. 24-19, they knock off crosstown rival McMurray just a week ago, while you remember your Wildcats were there at Wildcat Stadium putting on a big one in that one. So the Cats 2-0 in conference play, step out of conference for the second time. You remember on week one, they opened up against McNeese. So let's take a look at some of the starters for your LCU Wildcats, and it looks very similar offensively to what it was before, while they go on the board with some of the Hardin-Simmons offense. You get a look at Kyle Brown. We will get into ours. There's Noah Garcia, the running back for this Cowboys team. Wideouts, Chris Sims, and he's a good one. He's a senior out of Arlington. You see Wes Douglas, who will line up in the slot. Dozie Ifeadi will be there at the other wide receiver. Very speedy and across the line. Not as big as we saw against McNeese, but certainly a formidable offensive line. And we'll see how that defensive line from Louisiana Christian University is able to stack up in that one. Let's jump over to the Wildcats and look offensively. They don't give us the fancy graphics like that, so we'll just go through it for you here. Bryce Perkins will get the start back at quarterback. He has went the entire season here. He is the freshman, redshirt freshman out of Van Buren is where he's at there. Datelin Cunningham will get the start. All he does is carry it for 30 carries for 150 yards just a week ago. Omar Davis is there at the wideout. He's the taller of the three by all means, and you'll see that when they line up on the field today. E.J. Scott and Darius Washington get the start at the other two wideouts for Coach Ben McLaughlin today. Of course, E.J., the sophomore out of Alexandria. D-Dub, Darius Washington, the freshman, true freshman receiver out of Ash as well. Their school, three starters offensively from Ash, from Alexandria Senior High, had a big win against Destrehan last night. At tight end, in tight end room getting pretty thin. This is Garrett Chancellor. We saw him have a pretty good game coming in. And the one thing about Chancellor is he's going to battle you the entire way. Across that front line, it is Christian Gautreaux at the left tackle. And we talked to Coach York yesterday. He's been the biggest, not surprised necessarily, but the biggest bit of good news for him. Christian Gautreaux has taken over at left tackle and not wanting to give it up. Christian Arnett will get the start out at left guard. At center is Noah Nava out of Newton, Texas. Javante Roberts, who is our reigning offensive lineman of the week, he is there at right guard. He is the redshirt sophomore out of Lake Charles. Gavin Lilly will man the ship on the right side of the line at right tackle. He's a redshirt junior out of New Iberia. Preston Baker will handle the punting duties, and someone that's been pretty automatic in this season here in his junior year is Levi Hilborn. He and Datelin were the Sooner Athletic Conference Players of the Week. Datelin Cunningham, the Offensive Player of the Week, and Levi Hilborn, the Special Teams Player of the Week. We thought that was probably a week late that his week one performance stood up. He was our player of the game in that one. We'll look at our player of the game defensively. Chancellor will do the deep snapping for the Wildcat special teams unit across that defensive line, and this group is going to be tested. They're going to have to get into Brown and disrupt things from him. Isaiah Joels will get the start. Jamarian Jackson is there at defensive end, number 99, the sophomore out of Jackson, Louisiana. Xavier Jackson, the defensive tackle, number 57, not as big in stature as some of those that you see, but gets all over the field and makes tackles. That linebacking core, you'll notice one difference in that Jordan Oglesby did not make the trip today. He's resting this week, had a little bit of a tweak towards the end of the game, and so Jordan Oglesby did not make the trip into Abilene. Marcus Hampton will get the start, the redshirt freshman out of Shreveport. Kendall Rowan, we've seen that young man out of Marrero. He is a redshirt senior. He's been solid through the first 3 games for Louisiana Christian University. The 2 inside linebackers, number 44, Judson Mixon out of Rosenberg, Texas. And Christian Dole, a lot of you will remember out of Ouachita Parish, is where he prepped. Ouachita off to a big start as well in the high school ranks. 2 corners tonight, Nate Sullivan, he is out of St. Francisville, Louisiana, and David Voorhees III. Expect for us to call David's name a lot in this one. Our reigning player of the week is Colin Polk, had 8 tackles and 2 interceptions, the freshman out of Laurelville. As you see, Hardin-Simmons begin to make their way down onto the campus. On here, you see the sights and sounds of everything around Hardin-Simmons here. It is a lot of tradition in there, but let's jump back into our starting lineups. At strong safety, number 7, Brandon Johnson II out of Shreveport. And the punt returner is going to be Darius Washington. He is backed up by Darrell Walden. Walden will handle the kick return duties with him as well. So you'll see Darius doing a lot of things on there. And in our meeting with Coach Ben, you know, we try to familiar ourselves a little bit more with these players, and some of those that we have to take a look at, and I get in trouble if we don't go with the nickname right of it. So number 41, Marcus Hampton, Gator, they call him. Gator is there. Number 99, Jamarian Jackson, they call him Ted. Don't know why, but where they got Ted from, but Ted it is, and I'm certain that we will learn that before the year is out. And at running back, Jarius Johnson, they call him Joe. So anytime you hear Coach Ben or that group refer to Joe, Jarius Johnson, he came on in relief towards the tail end of that game for Dateland and pushed across a touchdown and just provided some much-needed stability in that backfield with Cunningham and Johnson. We are nearing the kickoff here from Abilene. Folks will start to make their way out onto the field. I am Doug Gann with 446 Sports and delighted that you are spending your Saturday afternoon with us. From Abilene, Texas, we go. Shelton Stadium, the Cowboys, and their motto is the Cowboys will find a way. You see the Cowboy there, arm in arm, getting ready to come out. And a big shout out to Jordan Oglesby. We know that he is watching back home, and our thoughts and prayers are with that young man for a speedy recovery. And I do believe if it was conference action that he would be back in there. But an opportunity to get a couple of weeks off to rest it up is what you want to see. But sending out a big hello out to our man, number 11 there, and look forward to seeing him when he is back on the field for the Wildcats. And Cowboys make their way out. You see across the bottom of your screen, it is the Saddlers Towing scrolling scoreboard. You'll get up-there highlights from last night, or scores actually, from Thursday and Friday night around Louisiana high school football and things that we cover here. About 6.5 minutes to go until they kick this thing off. So we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll get ready for the kickoff. We are broadcasting from the Trios Press Box on this beautiful Saturday afternoon here in Abilene, Texas.
When it comes to celebrating big moments, BK Distributors has you covered. From eye-catching fathead decals and senior banners to custom cutouts that bring your favorite faces to life, we help make memories larger than life. Cheer loud and proud with hand fans and personalized signs, or honor achievements with awards and trophies that shine just as bright as the people who earn them. Whether it's for your school, your team, your business, or your community? BK Distributors delivers quality, creativity, and service you can trust. BK Distributors, where every moment deserves to stand out.
We don't want to take for granted all the many blessings that have brought us here on this beautiful day. I pray that each and every person here would
There you go with our national anthem and prayer and getting ready to get things out onto the field. Now we'll go. There you see the captains for that Hardin-Simmons team. They are led by Kyle Brown there in the middle. Their quarterback, of course, 59 is Hayden Philpott, the center. Number 7, we told you to watch out for, is Chris Sims. 81 is there. Correction, that is, 81 and 6 there also are the captains for this Hardin-Simmons team. You see Brown there in the middle that will lead the contingency out for Hardin-Simmons. For your Cats today, Judson Mixon is there. There you go, got it back. Judson Mixon, one of your captains for the Wildcats today. Also, there is 77. Gavin Lilly, you saw him on our promo clip today. So Gavin, just an excitable young man. The Wildcats will call it today. As they are the visiting team in this one. We'll have stats for you along the way. Looking forward to a big game today. Thank you to the Louisiana Athletic Club for helping us find our way out to Abilene. And those of you outside of our area, check it out at Explore Alexandria Pineville. So we are here and getting ready to get underway. So glad again that you've joined us. That'll put the Wildcats pregame show to bed and get ready now for LCU football. If you can't put on a little chapstick before the game, you see Kyle Brown there using a lot of this feed from Hardin-Simmons that we've pulled in from the interior feed here to give you a few different angles at it. They do a lot of great things. Couldn't ask for a better day out in Abilene. Sun is shining. And both of those groups sitting there. LCU will receive. We told you back deep to receive. In this one is Darrell Walden and Darius Washington. Walden, number 82. D-Dub is number 3. And teeing things up for Hardin-Simmons, Pedro Altamirano is there. Been a long week, long bit of travel getting over here, but we are ready to go. Peculiar looking setup for Hardin-Simmons, but it's all in the pomp and the circumstance. All of that is over with. Foot to ball, and here we go. That one is going to be back deep. It'll come into the end zone, and it's going to be Wildcats football out, and you see just waving it off and getting out of the way for the Cats, but here we go. Wildcats will bring Bryce Perkins out. What you've got to look at from this Hardin-Simmons defense is they like to play that 3-high defense. You saw Iowa State make that probably the most familiar with anybody. They'll put 3 down linemen, 3 linebackers, which gives them 6 in the middle, and you see them come out in that formation. Datelin Cunningham is behind Perkins. They like to run a lot of man, a lot of zone out of this. They'll have 5 DBs. Cats are going to have to run the football today. We'll see. Here we go. First play from scrimmage. Perkins calls for the ball. Cunningham is going to get it off the right side, and he's going to bang forward for about 4 yards. And I got to believe that you will take that if you can get 4 yards out of it. Cats will hurry to the line of scrimmage. There you got to look at Omar, who's making his way out. I don't think they're going to go super aggressive tempo early on. They get a first down, they may trigger things up a little bit. Play action now to Datelin. Trying to go out to Omar, but Omar unable to hang on to that one. Would have been enough for a first down. Clock stops there with 14:31 to go. Settle in on your Saturday afternoon. It is 1 o'clock-ish here Central Time, wherever you are watching from. We're delighted to have you here. 2 receivers stacked to the far side, 1 to the near side. And Cunningham there behind Perkins as he moves Chancellor over out of that H-back spot. Perkins will call for it. Play action again, having to step off his back foot and throw, and that one is knocked away. It was intended for E.J. Scott, but a good piece of defense there by Hardin-Simmons, and able to knock that one away was number 11, Colin Hill, and that will bring Baker in to kick this one away. Preston Baker on to punt. So the Cats had a good run, came out throwing the next couple of times and just unable to connect. You'd have liked to seen that big drive, but Trace Williams was the intended receiver, it looked like. That kick is away. Baker does a good job of getting a foot into that one. It's going to be handled there in traffic. No, the fair catch was called, and that may be, a lot of times they'll call a penalty on that if you call for a fair catch and then take off. Don't see the flag on the field. But Kyle Brown and company will make their way out. Noah Garcia is there. You saw Sims and Douglas and Afidi at wideouts, and here comes that Cat defense. Xavion Butler was the intended receiver on that final pass. That was no good. Here comes Brown and that Cowboy offense. Brown back to pass. Quick little throw across. Defended pretty well. Good work out on the corner coming up and making that play. And that's what you want out of David Voorhees. Looked like the ball was out of there no matter what. It was intended for Chris Sims. Unable to hang on to that one. And Cowboys will go back 2nd down and 10 now. 14-16 to go. You see it on your Wallace High Associate Scoreboard. Trying to go over the top, and tremendous work on the back half of that one by Kylan Polk. And let me tell you, if you've not heard the name Colin Polk, and you probably haven't because he's a freshman in there, but Colin Polk is somebody that can cover, that can tackle, that can see the ball, and you saw his coverage skills there. Another one down the line. So the Cowboys trying to make a shot on it, unable to do so, and so good work by the Wildcats now to bring up a 3rd down and 10. Snap is back. Brown's got it again. He's going to again go over the middle. This time again, tremendous coverage by the Cats. Stepping in there was Brandon Johnson, the second. So Johnson able to come up and force a 3-and-out. Good-looking pass. But I'm going to tell you, the Cats defenders have been covering like they were in the huddle on this one. Hardin-Simmons set back to punt. That one is bobbled around and low, but able to pick it up and get it out of there. And what a tremendous kick that's going to check up near the goal line and bounce around for a touchback. So Washington had to get out of the way of it, too. It went over his head. It looked like he was going to be in fine form, but the work there, just, my goodness, and they'll talk to him just a little bit. Says, hey, if it's over your head, D-Dub, let it go on there. We will see the second possession coming up, what they're able to do with it here. The Wildcats, both teams go 3-and-out. And that Wildcat offense will make its way back out there. So, well, I didn't like the offensive work for the Cats that time. Certainly can't say anything about the defense work. Here we go. Once again, 2 receivers to the top, 1 to the near side. Perkins will call for the ball. Cunningham is going to get it off the left side this time. Has to cut back up the middle and does. And that's a couple of good runs from Datlin to get things going. Had one back on that first drive. And now does it again here. They give him just a couple on that. Make it 2nd down and 8. They'll go back to the air like they did. This one is plucked right out of the air. Good piece of work there. D-Dub goes up and gets that. Darius Washington able to grab that one out of the air. The hands of Washington and Scott and Davis are certainly there. Signal comes in. 1st down and 10. They move the sticks out to the 30-yard line. Because of the touchback, all the football had to do was touch the nose of the 30. There's a handoff off to the left side. Cunningham's got it. Second down and 8, so give him a couple on that one. Back to pass now, going over the top. That one is in and out of the hands. That was intended for the Wildcats number 14, Xavion Butler. We've seen Butler have some big catches over the top. You look at it on the replay. Back to work go the Cats, but there is a penalty prior to that. So we'll go in and check what they've got. Third down and 8. They'll call offsides, encroachment against Hardin-Simmons. And so certainly delighted to get that free 5 yards out of the deal. Had that reset, so we're pulling that other scoreboard off of there. Sorry about that on there. We appreciate our man Chuck for letting us know. We changed things up a little bit prior to the broadcast, so there we go. Snap is back. Handoff off the left side again. Datlin just churning his legs, and he's going to have that one. Good piece of running again. And now that they've got the first down, you'll see the Cats start to pick up their tempo just a little bit. Out to the 41-yard line. 1 receiver to the top, 1 to the near side. Cunningham's going to get the left side of it, trying it there. Just going to get a yard, maybe a yard and a half. is all that he will get out of it. Hurrying to the line of scrimmage again. Go the Cats. That is same set that they've been in most of the way. Snap is back. Play action. Joe is in there in the backfield, actually. Perkins going to have to step up and throws that one offside. That is complete down to the 40, 30, knocked out of bounds. And credit Bryce Perkins for stepping up in the pocket and being able to buy some time. You'll see him come up, stays about a yard behind the line of scrimmage, and dumps that one off to Davis, who is the big, tall wide receiver, wears that number 0. And the Cats are marching down here. The 26-yard line is where they'll go. First down, and give them the 27. First down and 10 from your Cats nearing the red zone. Joe off to the left side. That's Johnson, Jatarius Johnson there off to the left side. So we're getting there. We're learning these nicknames and all of that. They turn in those official rosters like Gator and Tank and Joe and those. And Perkins now on second down calls for it, goes back to Joe off the left side, and Johnson unable to get anything. He'll fall forward for about half a yard, and that'll bring up third down. Cats certainly within Levi's range, but they don't want to rely on a field goal here. From the 22-yard line, the line to gain is the 17. So third down and 5 here. Perkins has 3 stacked receivers to the left side. They like to run that drag out of this too. There's going to be a free play. No whistle blown, so Perkins going to take a shot at it, but staying around and knocking that ball away on what almost was given up. But you can see right there just on your screen, not happy with the false starts. Mike Akinbisiola offsides, and that's going to give the Cats what should be another first down, and it is. Result of that is a first down. Both offenses go 3 and out to start things off. Cats defense now, you see Butler, Scott, and Omar off to the far side. Cunningham back into the backfield with Perkins. Cunningham's going to get it. He tries to go up the middle, continues to bang around before he's knocked down pretty hard. But the Cats want to run the ball. They want to chew up some clock, and they want to establish a little bit of presence there at the offensive line, and Coach York's group is doing that now. Snap is back to Perkins. He's looking to throw. There's that quick hitter inside, complete to Davis. He's got it out to the 10-yard line. So the Cats moving forward inside this red zone, and that's probably going to be close to the first down. Looks like he's going to maybe be about a yard shy of it. We'll look officially when they mark it. Banging around is Cunningham, and no need to measure there. That is so they did give him the first down. So that was it'll be second down and goal, is it, or first? I don't know. We'll have to catch that up. But anyway, Cunningham off to the left side has it for no gain. That was a big run that time prior to that. So now it is second down and goal. So the run prior to that, it was short of the first down. They give him the yardage on it on Cunningham's run, and now it is first and goal from the second and goal from the 4-yard line. A couple of substitutions as the Cats will bring in kind of a big jumbo set in there to give an extra blocker at tight end, extra weight along that front line. We'll see what Coach Corey York's group is able to do. Snap is back. Daitlin's got it off to the left side. Now cuts back and gets it behind that group. Continues to grind those legs. And we'll get down to the 2-yard line as the bodies unpile there. The Cats are facing a third and goal. And where you'd love to have any points here, you certainly want to cap this good time-consuming drive off with a touchdown. Third down and goal. Cunningham trying the left side, and he's going to be stacked up and probably lose a yard. And that's going to bring up fourth down, and expect Levi Hilborn to come out and try this one. And in fact, it is. So Perkins set to hold. He sets up at the 11-yard line 21-yard field goal attempt coming. Levi Hilborn measures things up. Snap is back, kick is up, and it is good. 3-0 Cats lead it. We'll be back right after this.
91 HAWK, and let me help you protect your biggest investments. Real service, real people. Farm Bureau Insurance. In Central Louisiana, you might see me at the ballparks or soccer fields, or we might cross paths at the grocery store. I'm your local Farm Bureau insurance agent, your local expert when it comes to protecting what you love and depend on. I'm Jason Hawk. Learn more about how Farm Bureau Insurance can save you time and money. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK and let me help you protect your biggest investments. Real service, real people. Farm Bureau Insurance.
Gives Louisiana College the lead 3.
Here, back to action we go. 3-0 Cats lead early on. Boy, they'd like to finish that off with a touchdown. But what a drive it was. Goes 76 yards on that drive and ends up with the 21-yard field goal from Levi Hilborn. Baker set to put a foot into this one and does. Drives it back to the 5-yard line where it's gathered in, maybe the 7, off to the left, to the right side. Trying to get outside. Cats are going to have to come up and make a tackle, and it's Baker that does finish things off. So a good return there by number 3, Noah Garcia, the 5'10 senior out of Cooper there in Abilene. Cats forced a 3-and-out the last time they were in there. We'll see what they're able to do here defensively. They're going to call offsides on the kick. And so you can see the rule different in high school and different in college, as those that watched the game last night know what I'm talking about at Alexandria and Destrehan. But needless to say, they'll have it 1st down and 10 from the 46-yard line. Handoff is made to the left side. Big work there defensively. Good job coming up by the Cats. And that looked to be Trace McHugh that got in there and got that tackle. He was there with Kendall Rowan. Those two came up and got the tackle. Snap is back there. Looking around is Brown. He's going to have to dump this one off, and does. Boy, good room out there on the check down before finally going out of bounds. But that was just, Brown was looking, trying to go downfield, but good coverage. But Garcia was there to take the check down, and he'll be driven out of bounds at the 49. You see it on your screen there. The two that we talked about, Kyle Brown and Noah Garcia, looking in. Not in a big hurry, but wanting something. Don't want to go 3-and-out again. Out near midfield. Don't know if they wouldn't go for it again. But money down here for the Cats. Defensively, trying to get off the field. Handoff is up the middle, and that is just tremendous penetration right up the middle. My goodness. Marcus Hampton is there. That's Tank coming in and making some things happen. Isaiah Joels was in there as well. And the Cats are going to force the punt after pushing back. I think if they don't get that penetration and push it back a little ways, that Hardin-Simmons may have went for it, but they're not going to now. Trying to play that field position battle. Snap back, kick is up. And getting everybody out of the way, as that one is going to roll down inside the 1-yard line, and that is just tremendous special teams work right there. Cats will have it 1st down and 10 from inside their 1-yard line. Certainly not how you want to start a drive off, but they have held 3-and-out twice. The one penalty they committed was the offsides on the kickoff. Only penalty of the day that we've seen, but the Cats will have it inside the 1. They will give that officially a 51-yard punt down inside the 1-yard line. And you've got to be real careful. You've got a ball security here. Here's an opportunity, too. If they line up in that man coverage, Coach Ben thinks that they've got an opportunity to get down the field. Perkins now, handoff, got to get out of the end zone. And Dateland does a good job of that, maybe getting a yard before they get him. Body still untangling just a little bit there. And you'll see from down at the line of scrimmage, Cunningham just does get out of there and probably gains a yard and a half before he is slung back down. So they will push him out to the 2-yard line. So officially give Dateland a yard, but it's not out of danger at all here. It is very snug down there. Handoff once again off to the left side. Dateland's probably going to get credit for 1 more yard. And you got to be careful with what you do here. You certainly want to get things going and get out of there a little bit and give yourself some room to kick it away, if anything. But you're 7 yards away from a first down or 8. It's 3rd down and 8. D-Dub and Omar up to the top. Correction, that is EJ. Trying a hard count there, perhaps to draw Hardin-Simmons off just a little bit. They don't do that. Boy, this is all a result of that tremendous punt down inside the 1 just a minute ago. May have had delay of game or false start against the Wildcats here. And they will go half the distance to the goal line. So officially make that a 1-yard penalty. Doesn't really do much for what you were going to gain out of it. You'll give up the yard and hope that perhaps you were able to draw Hardin-Simmons off and get a 5 yards. Play action there. Rolling around, having to get out of the harm's way. And that one is bobbled around and not going to be ruled a catch. It doesn't look. That was Butler. And that will force 4th down and 10. So it looked like they were stood up just a minute. Didn't know if there was an offsides. Perkins does a good job of getting that. Well, if he catches it the first time, that's a first down. It wasn't. It's not. And now Cats are there as Baker stands just with his heels against that end line. Got to be careful on this snap not to create a safety. They're going to call that he stepped out of bounds, and that's going to be a safety. So they will say that that Baker catches it on the end line, and that's what you had to watch out for. All of that goes back to the punt. You saw the official drop his hat. That means that he had stepped out of bounds prior to that. And that is a safety. Will result in a free kick coming up, and they should be able to replay it down here. That Cowboy stream that they've so graciously let us utilize today has been pretty good with the replays. But 3-2 looked like one of those Sooner Athletic Conference baseball games of the old days of baseball between these two. And Burns and his Wildcats out to a 3-2 lead. No, this is football in 3-2. And so you survived the punt that was out there inside the 1. Go to kick it away yourself, and boy, just bad timing on that. And that's what we told you about. Normally, your distance is off. He didn't have as much room. Heels on the end line and just bobbled and took a step back, and Baker now will set up for the free kick. This will give the ball back to Hardin-Simmons here. And this is Levi Hilborn that is out there set to kick this away. More of your kickoff specialists will put a foot into this on the free kick and really drives it pretty deep. But caught by one of the up men at the 25-yard line, breaking tackles, spinning around. And that has been such a weapon early on is Noah Garcia for this Hardin-Simmons team. We saw him on that little swing out. Now the Cats defense has got to rise up again. 3-2. 4:46 left here. Of course it is in the first quarter. Cats defense has done everything that they've needed to do in this one. They're in a dogfight here with Hardin-Simmons early. Best starting field position for either team as they will start on plus territory at the 47-yard line. Kyle Brown back in at quarterback. Fakes the play action to somebody, but there wasn't anybody back there before Sims gathers that one in off to the left side where it is picked up, and coming in and making the tackle for the Cats is Jackson Mixon. Runs the play action, but nobody was there. Still able to go out and pick up 5 yards on it, bring up 2nd down and 5 from the 42-yard line. Handoff goes off to the right side, kind of stutter stepping and taking some time. And that's the first down gathered by Hardin-Simmons in this one. And you just don't want to give them the momentum. You're playing so well in this. You lead this one through 11 minutes of the first quarter. The Levi Hilburn field goal, the only points for the Cats, the safety off of some great special teams work by Hardin-Simmons. Snap is back there. Brown looking pass. He's pressured, but able to step up in the pocket. And that's going to be Mixon once again. The junior out of Rosenberg, Texas, comes up from the backside and makes that play. And watch again, just the good coverage and the good pressure up front forces Brown to step up in the pocket and take off running before he is dropped on that near the 30-yard line. Another 5-yard pickup. Maybe they'll officially give him 4. 2nd down and 6. Brown has Garcia off to his right and will bring a man in motion, send him back the other way. And once again, he comes. Play action, sort of a delay. Here comes pressure up the middle. That one is thrown out and complete. Garcia makes a man miss, and I mean, he is just juking and jiving and stepping, and into the end zone goes Noah Garcia. And my goodness, what a turn of events here in this one, as just made 2 men miss following the catch with kind of a Barry Sanders-esque jump cut. But watch it, they lose sight of him coming out of the backfield. There he is, makes the first man miss, and then does it again, breaking ankles out there. And that is a touchdown. On for the PAT is out to Morano. No, they're going for 2. They'll throw that off to the side, and it is complete. They run the swing and gate and pick up the 2-point conversion. So with that 8 points, it's 10-3. We'll be back right after this.
And we've seen a little bit of everything.
Back to work we go here, Shelton Stadium, Abilene, Texas. And the Cats go down playing defense. And the defense that they've played has cost them a little bit here. They get the field goal to start things off, hold Hardin-Simmons to a 3-and-out, then just a beautiful punt that goes down inside the 1. The Cats are safetied. That one goes into the end zone. They'll pull it out, but thought it was in the end zone already. So he'll run it out of there, and probably ill-advised to do that. Yeah, you would have liked to have seen that one just get out of the way and let that get into the end zone. But Walden trying to make something happen. And the Cats have to survive this flurry. The 2 points on the safety, then the touchdown on some nifty running by Noah Garcia from Kyle Brown on that 2-point conversion was good. And it's 10-3 in this one, when 2 minutes ago it was 3-0 Wildcats. So We'll see what this offensive unit is able to get going here. See them over there talking to that offensive unit that looked pretty good on that last drive. Perkins now with 3 receivers out there, and the play will be blown dead prior to the snap. And boy, this is just the kind of mistakes that you don't want. You have a delay of game coming in off of the kickoff on your first play, and that'll make it 1st and 15. I think they were questioning a little bit of a headset concern, but 5-yard penalty. Now back to pass as Perkins off the play action, trying to go over the top of it, and nearly picked off, and that would have been disastrous there. 2nd down and 15. You see it back on your screen. Just overshoots a wide open receiver too. And if you're going to come in here and beat this team, you've got to execute those. Omar Davis was wide open on that one, but intended for D-Dub. He was unable to come down with it. Perkins on 2nd and 15. High snap, just dumps off a little middle screen. That is complete to Cunningham. Cunningham making a couple of people miss, and we'll get all the way out to the 18-yard line. Third down now, and let's see officially what that's going to be. 3rd down and about 5. So good job of getting out of things there and making it manageable. Boy, 3rd and 5 is so many more options on this one. 2:06 remaining. You see that down at the bottom of your screen. 3rd down and 5. And we said this last series. We'll say it this series. This is a must-convert 3rd down, because Hardin-Simmons is just starting to pin their ears back. Again, trying to go after man coverage, and boy, the coverage out there on the edge is solid. Omar unable to win that 50-50 ball, and that's going to bring up 4th down and 5, and the Cats on to punt it away again. Field position battle was created back on this, and so it's about, and you see how much further back he is now. Remember that last one, he wasn't able to go that far back, stepped on the end line. But this is the 2nd consecutive punt from inside the 5-yard line for the Wildcats. Snap is back there. Baker gets one away here, and the Hardin-Simmons folks getting everybody out of the way, and that ball is going to be checked up at the 49-yard line. Gut check time for the Wildcats defensively. They can ill afford to do it. Had 2 3-and-outs to start with. And, boy, you go back and mark down that punt that was inside the 1-yard line. And that's what's led to what's going on here. Philip Myers was credited with that hurry just a little bit earlier on the one that was intended for Omar Davis. Kyle Brown, Noah Garcia back out there. What a nifty move that was the last time that on that touchdown. He's off to his left side this time. Brown back to pass. He's getting pressured up the middle. Screen is dumped off to Garcia, and Garcia just makes people miss in space and continues to have a big day. We'll have some stats coming up for you there. Good pressure was up the middle. Just seems like he's running at a different level. He'll pause and he'll take his time and then wait for something and get to it. You see him flank to the left now of Kyle Brown. Brown calls for the ball. It's a play action this time. He's looking to the right side. There's big pressure up the middle, and that is going to be a sack for the Wildcats. Number 99 come firing in, and that is big. Oh, look, if I miss the nickname, then I'm going to get run out of here. So before I tell you that it is Jackson, that's Ted. So see, and that one was an easy one. I'm supposed to be able to remember that, but Ted comes firing through there and gets that sack, a loss of 8, 2nd down and 18, and that's what you needed following that big shifty run earlier. Maybe this is that opportunity for the Cats defense to gather their feet back and get going. Brown with all kinds of time. He's going end zone. That one bounces around, and they're going to, looks like a flag is thrown down there for pass interference, and that's only going to be defensive pass interference is all that can be. Voorhees was the only one in line there. And so, you make plays and you make plays, and then the defensive pass interference will bring up first down. So bailed out on that 2nd and 18. Goodness. All the way down to the 30-yard line following that pass interference penalty. It'll be first down and 10 for Hardin-Simmons from the 30-yard line, driving in, trying to add to this already 10-3 lead. Brown going the other side to the end zone. Receiver falls down out of bounds, but I'm going to tell you, that's just good coverage out on the outside by the Wildcats. Nate Sullivan, the redshirt senior out of St. Francisville. 34 seconds to go here in the first quarter, and the Cats just have to string some things together. Defensively, they'll have a good play and give something up. Have a good play. Got to get back to where they were those first couple of series so they can stay in this one. Little screen pass out, and boy, that's just a tremendous job of hurdling the DB, Wes Douglas, the senior out of Plano, Texas. You'll see it caught there at the 30, hurdles over, and then steps out of bounds. So shy of the first down, not a big pickup. 3rd down and 4, certainly manageable, definitely in field goal range for Altamirano. There's a good look in at Brown. He and Noah Garcia. Brown back to pass. Picked up there and now dumps it off. Boy, that was just, that's football that you can't design or drop. So Garcia was there to chip the DB that was coming in and nearly had the sack, and Brown just flips it away to him. That's where the tackle was nearly made. Flipped up to Garcia, and he's going to step out at the 18-yard line, and that is going to do it for the first quarter of play. We'll be right back. You're watching LCU Wildcat Football on 446 Sports.
In Central Louisiana, you might see me at the ballparks or soccer fields.
Are home problems turning your life upside down? Trust Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing to save the day. From keeping you comfortable to plumbing repairs and even generators, we do it all. Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing, your one-stop solution for AC, plumbing, and generators. If you need us to save the day for you, call Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing or visit us online at southernairnow.com.
Been an exceptional running back, but being able, even if.
Back to action we go here as we start things off in the second quarter of play. We go back and see if we can find some of the leaders. First downs, even 5 apiece. Rushing attempts, the Cats have tried to run the ball a lot more. Getting effective, but, it's just been the passing game that has done it here. And it's really been Brown to Garcia are the ones that have done the damage. 66 rushing yards officially. Cats have run 24 plays for 82 yards. That's what you want to continue to do, but you've got to finish these things off. Travel brought to you today by Louisiana Athletic Club and Explore Alexandria Pineville as all of our sponsors. We appreciate all of you. First down and 10 inside the red zone to the 18-yard line. Handoff is going to come to the near side. Garcia makes a cut and is basically going to go untouched into the end zone here. May have got a hand on him, but that young man is a football player, ladies and gentlemen. He is doing big things, whether he's catching the ball out of the backfield or whether he's just running and making some people miss. His ability to jump cut is as good as any that we've seen. They went for 2 last time. I think that was more to make it a 10-point lead, or the 7-point lead. 16-13, you see the scoreboard there. And Pedro Altamirano is in there. He is the 5'7" junior kicker out of Abilene. Went to Trinity Valley for a year. Snap back, kick is up, and it is good. Take a break with them. Cats down 17-3 when we come back. Or he said he missed it. We'll look at it when we come back.
Hot and steamy au jus is the king of dips. It enhances the flavor of everything. Roast beef, onions, cheese. I would dip everything in au jus if I could. Everything. Take it from a real firefighter. You gotta come and try this new French dip sub.
Yeah, so what happened out there tonight?
We struck out at home with leftovers, then we remembered walk-ons.
What effect did the situation have?
Spirit soared. Nick took on a burger. Jen obliterated her ribeye po' boy. And speaking of spirits, Laura even scored a real tasty cocktail. She needed that.
Any lessons learned today?
Yeah. Head straight to walk-ons.
Scratch-made dishes, wall-to-wall TVs, craft beers, and cocktails. Walk-ons for the win.
To the center for a 2-point conversion.
Back to Shelton Stadium in Abilene, Texas. Wildcats went up 3-0, but boy, it has been a series of unfortunate events. Cats being unable to flip the field over, and it all goes back to that punt inside the 1-yard line. You hate to keep harping on that, but you absolutely have to keep harping on that. Kick there is often it's going to be gathered in by Walden, and he'll make it out to the 22-yard line. That's the last couple of kicks that have come to Walden. And the Cats start at the 22, and you say, well, that's a tough place to start, but it's better than it was the last couple of times. So we'll see what Coach Ben McLaughlin and this offensive unit can get going here. Perkins there in at quarterback where he's been. You saw a good look at Garrett Chancellor, the H-back, tight end, if you will. 2 receiver stack to the far side. That's EJ kind of hiding back there behind Omar. Handoff is off to the right side, and Datelin continues to grind forward. There, that's Joe that's in there now. Johnson has that. So Joe picks up a few yards, and they do a good complement with each other, being able to swap around a little bit. Cunningham, a little bit more of a speed back. Joe has the power side of it, and he powers his way off right tackle. Pick up a yard. It's going to be 3rd down and mid-range again, 3rd and 5. A little over 14 minutes to go here in this first half. Cats needing some sort of momentum to come back on their side of it, dangerously close to letting this high-scoring and hard-charging Hardin-Simmons offense get to them. Boy, you've got, 7 guys on the line of scrimmage looking to come put pressure on Perkins. He has to change the play, backing out of coverage a little bit, but that is out of the backfield, a little bit of a swing pass to Joe, and that's all you could do facing that pressure. But that's going to bring up another 4th down and a 3 and out, and you see Baker and that punt team make their way back onto the field. Again, you'll take that if you can get a good punt and get that field flipped that they talk about. It's so much easier for an offensive team to score when they're starting out in plus territory. But you've got to change it. Oh, and that bounces through the legs of Baker. He's going to have to give chase. And again, just misfortune and disaster striking the Cats. As average starting position for the Wildcats is probably about the 20-yard line. Average starting position for Hardin-Simmons has been in plus territory. And that explains the 17-3 lead. Special teams has been the downfall today for the Wildcats. Early, a lot of football to go. This defense has to bend and not break, but that was a low snap, bounces around, kind of short hops into the hands of Baker, and he is slung down, and that's where Hardin-Simmons will take over. First down and goal from the 7-yard line, it looks like, maybe the 6. Again, this was a 3-0 lead about 5 minutes of game time ago. There's that little jump pass into a wide open tight end there. It looks like number 99 or 88, correction, that brings that one down. But it has been all Hardin-Simmons now. They lead it 23-3. It's been all Hardin-Simmons over the last little bit of time. Play action, and then just drops it over. That is a 1-play, 7-yard touchdown pass on the drive that was complete to Christian Marshall, is the gentleman that had that. Snap back, kick is up, and it's good. 24-3, and rough start here for the Cats. We'll be back right after this.
Central Louisiana. This is your home for live sports action. From the field to the court, 446 Sports delivers the games you love with expert commentary and passionate coverage. Cheer for your favorite athletes and relive the moments that define our community spirit. Our sponsors keep us in the game. Together, we bring you the best in local sports coverage. Join the 446 Sports family today. Watch, cheer, celebrate.
Christian Marshall.
Back to live action we go, and been a flurry since about the 5-minute mark of the first quarter. Here we are, just under 13 minutes now to go until halftime. Was a 3-0 lead, is now blossomed to 24-3 for Hardin-Simmons. And it's been the defense setting up the offense. That kick is back at special teams as well. That one checks up around the 5-yard line where it's gathered in. That is Walden again that's got it there. Darrell Walden. You saw him go get that. So the ball's being kicked just shy of the 5-yard line the last 2 or 3 times down there. Sets up pretty good coverage. The Cats offense, you hate to say it this early in the game, but this is a must-score drive. The way this offense is, special teams unit and defense is playing for Hardin-Simmons, the Cowboys are really just, they're like sharks smelling blood right now, the way they're pinning the ears back and coming. You see pressure from the 2 linebackers. Play action there, going over the middle, and that ball is in and out of the hands there, intended down the seam for Omar Davis. And Davis has to grab those. That's the matchup that Coach Ben wanted when we talked to him about it. Switch Chancellor from the right to the left. Snap is back there. Handoff up the middle, and maybe just a couple of yards. Continuing, looking like a rugby scrum there, but will be brought down, and it's going to bring up 3rd down and long once again. That is Mosby that is in there. We saw Tyrese Mosby come up and give a little bit of change of pace. Snap back, again having to go to the air. And another one that is going to result in an incompletion and a punt attempt, this time from the 30. And boy, you're getting yourselves into a bad rhythm if you're the Wildcats. 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, and here comes Hardin-Simmons continuing to put things up. But it's, pretty tough ball club. What are they, 6th or 7th ranked nationally in D3? Kick is away, and it's a good one. Bounces around where it's picked up there and coming to the near side. A little bit of a hold there. It's not called. We don't see a flag, but that's brought around the outside, and again will be tremendous starting field position for the Cowboys of Abilene's Hardin-Simmons. A lot of young players out on the field, both sides of it, going against a very well-coached and solid Cowboys team of Hardin-Simmons. The penalty will bring it back. Not sure what the call was. We didn't get it down to the 23, but we'll have that for you in just a moment. 1st down and 10. Go the Cowboys. Worst starting field position of the day. And that's been about the best starting field position for the Cats, and that explains the difference on there. Handoff is going to go to the right side. New back is in there now. Going to give them just about 3. Make it 2nd down and 7. Cats' last play was 3 plays, 4 yards, and only took 44 seconds off the clock. Time of possession certainly going against them. Play action now. Pump fakes and airs pressure up the middle, and that's a big-time play. Coverage sack there. Good work by the Wildcats that time, closing things off. We'll see who they officially credit for that. We're looking downfield on there. Looks like Trace McHugh and Brandon Johnson combined on that tackle is who they'll give it to. And that is going to bring up, what was it, 3rd down and 10. So the loss of 4 there. Back to pass is Brown. He's being chased around and just floats this one out onto the Wildcat sideline. And that's going to bring up 4th down. There's a penalty flag back, though. We'll see where it is. Not sure what they're going to call there. We'll take a look. No flag. Yeah, that's why I didn't really see anything that was on it. So they wave off what apparently they had thought they saw. And again, you just like these guys to get together and talk about it. But, boy, that's a big 3 and out for the Wildcats that they force. It was Trace McHugh earlier on that sack, credited with the solo. So Trace has been very active defensively. Good kick away. Fair catch called for and made at the 36-yard line. So Cats not out of it by any means. 3 scores down here. Lots and lots of time to go. There you got to look at Darius Washington on your screen as he makes his way off. The Cats just have to come in. And look, we've talked about this 3 consecutive score. Cats can score in a hurry. All right, they've got that vertical passing game. They're able to run the football. Daitlin's got the breakaway speed. Mosby can do it. Joe's been there. You see Darius Washington back in. He had been out for a little while. E.J. Scott at the top. Omar Davis is up there as well. Cats just have to have some confidence offensively. A little bit of a change in defense. 4 down linemen now. Handoff is to the near side. That is Mosby again. Tyrese Mosby gets that carry. I think he adds a little bit more of a quicker attack to the ball, does Mosby. But look, this Cowboys defense, and you saw it right there, continuing to get after him. Play action there. Perkins being chased out of the pocket. He's going to have to scramble and go, pointing his way down the field, trying to get a wide receiver open, and nobody does. And Bryce really unable to get anything going today. A lot of passes early on that we thought perhaps could have been completed. But another 3rd down and 8 to go. Got to get to the 47-yard line. Do the Cats. Snap is back. Play action again. Here comes pressure from the corner. That one is dumped off, and they're going to say that is a completion. Good-looking work over there on the far side. Omar Davis. And look, you got a guy with the stature of Davis. He's definitely going to be your target. Gives you somebody to go after. Gets the feet down, and Perkins led him perfectly, and that'll get it inside of Cowboy territory. 1st down and 10. Handoff goes to Cunningham up the middle out of that 2-back set. Really no manageable gain. Just able to rotate a lot of defensive linemen in there, and that's what gives them strength. So out of that Iowa State defense style, it's a 4-man front now. Perkins will step up again. He's got some room. He steps inside now to the 35-30. Perkins trying to get a block will go down at the 30-yard line. And just credit Bryce Perkins for stepping up out of that pocket that was collapsing. Coach York's offensive line continues to battle in there too against some much bigger guys. But that is Bryce Perkins making things happen. He scored a couple of touchdowns on the ground this season. Just need him to manage and go down there and stop this bleeding. Just a 3-score lead for Hardin-Simmons. Cats with an opportunity here to claw their way back in it. Under 9 minutes as there you see Coach York in that group there, and there's a look at the Cowboys. Quick officials timeout on the field. It looked like they were looking at one of the officials, so got that all corrected and set and ready to go. 1st down and 10. Go your Wildcats. Ball rests just outside the 30-yard line. I mean, the nose of the football. Looks like it may be touching it. Got to pay this drive off. A little bit of play action, flicking the ball around. Flea flicker, and that is complete. How about a little razzle-dazzle there for you? Show that one again, Omar Davis, and we'll try to walk our way through all of that. Goodness gracious. So here comes motion, and it's to Datelin, who flips it to EJ, flips it back to Bryce, and Bryce goes over the top. And pretty nifty play call there. That is a touchdown for the Wildcats. Levi on to get this one. Boy, this will get you some momentum back in a hurry in that one. Snap back, kick is up, and it is good. Cats trailing this one by 2 scores, but that's what you want to see. It's got a lot of the Cowboys fans sitting on their hands. We'll be back right after this.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on social media. 446Sports, where Central Louisiana comes to play.
Discover golf like never before at Links on the Bayou, Central Louisiana's hidden gem. Welcome to a golf experience like no other. Our Links-style design sets the stage for an exciting and unique adventure. 5 distinct tee boxes cater to every skill level, ensuring a game that's perfect for you. And when you're ready to refuel, head to Becky's Bunker Club for dining with a view and gear up in our pro shop. Ready to elevate your golfing experience? Tee off at Links on the Bayou today. Links on the Bayou, redefining the way you enjoy golf.
With our 2-1.
Back to Shelton Stadium in Abilene, Texas. 24-10. Cats answer that 3-touchdown flurry. Bryce Perkins officially 30 yards on the completion to Omar Davis for the touchdown, but it started with that razzle-dazzle. Cunningham to EJ, back to Perkins, And that one's going to roll around, stops inside the 1, and so he had to field it there, did Garcia. Now the Cats have to come up and tackle, and they do, and that's twice now in a row that the Cats have pushed back on the starting field position. And look, you can look statistically as much as you want at anything, that you start at your 20-yard line, there's not as much of a chance of scoring as there is when you start in plus territory. And it doesn't take a rocket scientist to know that. 6 plays, 63-yard drive in 2 minutes and 13 seconds. That is your Tire Discount Center drive summary. If you're looking for tires or maintenance on your car, alignments, anything like that, check them out in Alexandria at Tire Discount Center. It is just there on MacArthur Drive where 28 East or 28 West meets up. Look for the big sign that says Tire Discount Center. You tell them we sent you. Handoff goes to Garcia along the far side. He drops his head and just tries to initiate contact and go forward for a little bit. Cats defense ought to be rested here. Good shifty move again. And look, that's just great work there for Garcia, the way that he just shifts and runs and moves around. Colin Polk able to come up and make that tackle. But you don't like when your safeties are making the tackles. Here's a little inside toss. Good piece of tackling there by Jason Coleman Jr. The freshman comes up and makes that one. He's out of the Lafayette area. A lot of our 446 Sports family back there in Lafayette and the Acadiana region are watching this one. Big one last night between St. Thomas More and Acadiana. St. Thomas More wins that one 39-35. Acadiana drops to 0-3 on the season in high school. Back to pass now. Pass to the near side. It is complete out near the 37 before driven out of bounds. That prior pass was complete to Shamar Davis. Stepped out of bounds right when he caught it, so they'll move him back a little bit. They're saying that it was incomplete. No, they're giving him 3 yards on it. Okay. Officially, the scoreboard says 4, so 2nd down and 6. Kyle Brown, handoff to Garcia, far side. Garcia trying to string things out and get to the corner. Cats do a decent job of going side to side with him. Don't forget, we are broadcasting live from the Trios Press Box, Shelton Stadium in Abilene, Texas. Don't forget, Trios, their brand new menu, Trios on Versailles Boulevard in Alexandria. Make sure that you go by and check them out. 3rd down now and 4. Down to 6 minutes to go here until halftime. Need a stop, do the Cats. Fakes the toss in, and they're going to set up that little screen out of the backfield, but just completely blown up by Judson Mixon, the redshirt junior out of Rosenberg. And watch it back on your screen again. Tries to go to Garcia, and it's just Mixon that is right on him the entire time. And what a big-time play that is to give the Cats the opportunity to get the football back one more time. Told you, just need to change a little bit of the momentum. It looks like the Cats may have done that. They still trail it by 14, but have been impressed by the last couple of series on here. That kick goes way back, and it runs D-Dub back to the 15-yard line, runs into his own man, trying to pull out of a shirt tackle, but unable to do so. The Cats will have it 1st down and 10 with 5:07 remaining until halftime. Good look at the freshman out of Alexandria Senior High. Part of that team that went to the Superdome last year. Finished 13-1 on the season. Their only loss was in that state championship game. 3 offensive starters from that group. Of course, you remember Coach Ben McLaughlin coached there prior to leaving and going to Buckeye before returning to his alma mater, where he is an All-American here. Banner still hangs in the hallows of the stadium as you walk around there. You can see that. Doesn't like to talk about it all. Doesn't like me to talk about it, but work that in. Perkins, back to pass, goes the other way with it. That is complete to Chancellor. Chancellor just buries his head and picks up the 6-yard. That's good to see, and that's something that you didn't really know that you would see a lot of. Garrett Chancellor, the redshirt sophomore out of Huntington, Texas. (24-10) now. Handoff goes right up the middle, busting through and banging around for another Wildcat. First down out to the 32-yard line. That is Tyrese Mosby. Mosby gets that done. Correction, that is Datelin. Sorry about that. Play action from Perkins. He's trying to take it all right here. That is in and out of the hands of Butler. Good work back defensively. It was a 10-yard carry previously for Datelin. Second down and 10. Cats have it from the 32-yard line. Very impressed with the last couple of series, defensively and offensively. You see it to the near side. It is Butler and EJ. EJ is set up right behind where Xavier Butler is. Snap is back. Going to be offsides, it looks like, as the blitzer that came up the middle. And there you see him just jump the gun just a little bit. We'll get the official look in at it from the referee. And we knew that anytime you can get in there that quick, that timing is everything on that play. Even if he's just a half a second late, I don't think he's offsides on it. But second down and 5, certainly a little bit more manageable. That gets the Cats all the way out to the 37-yard line. Second down and 5 now. Handoff goes up the middle to Datelin, and he is stood up right at the line of scrimmage. Going to bring up third down and 5 once again. Zaven Jenkins credited for the tackle. Back to pass is Perkins. He's going to step up once again. He's got the first down once again out past the 45 to the 46-yard line. Boy, and he has done everything that he's needed to get going. And tackle there saved a lot of yardage. Down around the 3-minute mark. First down and 10 to the 47 out near midfield. Bryce checking over with the Wildcat sideline, makes an adjustment there. I think he saw something that he liked. That's Joe off the right side, and maybe just a yard. I don't think that is what you were hoping for out of that after making the change on it. Butler, E.J. Scott, and Omar Davis to the near side. You see those three receivers. They're kind of offset. Sometimes they stack. Sometimes they spread out like they are now. Johnson in the backfield with Perkins. Second down and 9. A little bit of a play action, but that one is swatted at the line of scrimmage. Well, you got to be careful. Those are the ones that get picked off, and that falls incomplete. And it is now going to be third down and 9. One thing that the Cats have done, regardless of how this drive ends up, and you want it to end up in some points, especially when you're out near midfield, but they have taken the steam and the momentum away from that Hardin-Simmons team that was down 3-0 and scored 24 straight. Play action there. Perkins has all kinds of time behind that offensive line. Now it collapses. Coverage is back, and he just has to dump this one out. See if they're calling him down there, but when they drop all of those guys, it's kind of like they're running that dime package. When they run that Iowa State type of a defense and it drops people back in coverage, that'll bring up fourth down and 9. Baker stands at his 34-yard line, and special teams have been a question on the day. You got to get the snap back to Baker and let him get that punt away. can ill afford any type of a catastrophe here with just a couple of minutes remaining in the half here. Snap is good. Kick is up and away. And everybody will get out of the way there for that one. Cowboys will take back over. They've got one more shot at it, we think, here in the second. There you get a good look at Coach James Wood and some of the other gentlemen there and that defensive unit. Out to the 40-yard line, so credit just, goodness, about a 12-yard punt is what credited for, not what you wanted. First down and 10 from the 40-yard line. Snap is back. Again, all kinds of time. That one is complete. Garcia from Kyle Brown has just been one of those combinations. If you can find a way to get Garcia out of the game, mentally, if you cover him up, you got a shot at it, but that's all the way out to the 46-yard line now. So 16 yards on that pickup, and we are at the 2-minute timeout. The 2-minute timeout is here. We'll step aside and take it with them and be right back.
Great assets and just being able to.
Back to Abilene, Texas. 2-minute timeout is there, and the Cowboys are looking to answer back to that touchdown that the Cats picked up a series ago. They've got it first down and 10 from the LCU 46-yard line. Kyle Brown will call for just a straight drop back there, trying to go over the top of it once again, and good coverage down the line. That is Nate Sullivan, it looks like, on coverage, the senior out of St. Francisville. And that's twice that they've tried to go Sullivan's way, and twice that he has been credited with the pass breakup. Halftime nearing. We'll step away at halftime, and then we will join you back in the third quarter of play. Shelton Stadium, Abilene, Texas. Snap is back. Good pressure on the inside. Boy, I mean, just coming up and getting that when it was slow developing on that one. But Gator don't take no stuff. He got in there and got after it. First sack of the game. You get a good look at our reigning player of the game, Colin Polk, there, all the way back into Hardin-Simmons territory. They scrimmage from the 46-yard line. Back to pass now, going over the middle, and that one is down the seam and complete. The tackle is missed. Going to go all the way to the end zone. Touchdown, Hardin-Simmons. 54 yards complete there, and wow, that is not at all what you needed. You've got him back to the 39 is where they marked it. Yeah, goodness gracious. Over the top, going down the seam, and there was one tackler for the Cats that were going to make it, and that was it. But 54 yards later, Hardin-Simmons, one big explosive play does it, and my goodness, that is so not what you what you wanted to happen there. Kick is up, and it is good. 31-10. We'll be back right after this.
Ability built in. Kubota equipment. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment with 0% financing available or save up to $2,500.
Find a dealer near you at LouisianaKubotaDealers.com.
Man on man.
Back we go. And 31-10. Now your Wildcats trail in this one. They'll have 1:08 remaining as that one is squibbed around there, or actually kicked out of the back of the end zone. I don't know what I was looking at, looking down at the notes here. So the Cats will get it again. Don't look for anything big out of this. That was such a big one for the Cowboys, as they will come out and get the ball to start things off in the third quarter of play. 31-10, Cowboys lead this one here nearing halftime in Abilene, Texas. Abilene, you say, where's Abilene? Well, go to Dallas-Fort Worth and drive about 90 minutes to your west, and that's where you'll find it. Just outside of Dallas-Fort Worth area. I say just outside. I don't know that anything's just outside of it. Everything's a long way away. Pass off to the far side, and it's going to be complete there. Cats start their drive at the 25-yard line. EJ able to grab onto that one. 4 wideouts for the Cats now, as they will try to go back down the field and get something going. Play action once again. Bryce having to go over the top. That one is intended for Omar, and he's unable to get to that. EJ credited for an 11-yard completion. And like a timeout is on the field and taken. I think we'll leave it here. Just 50 seconds remaining. Let's see Wallace Eye Associates scoreboard. Cowboys and Cats doing battle. And this game started out 3-0. LC had the lead, and then a big punt down inside the 1-yard line resulted in a safety. Resulted in a touchdown right after that, and 24 straight points by Hardin-Simmons before LC answered back. And then there was a late touchdown there. It's been explosive plays in this one. You know, the Wildcats grind. And Hardin-Simmons goes out and busts one. They've got a lot of skilled players. You see Perkins coming off. That was what the concern was. And Phillip Jones will come into the game, we believe. And so, yep, PJ is making his way in. Phillip Jones, the second redshirt freshman out of Chandler, Arizona, adds a different dynamic to the team, throws the ball well, I think is a little more mobile that's back there. Snap is back there, play action, and you'll see that arm right away, or maybe just the legs. And that's that running ability of PJ that we told you about, is able to get out and go. 45 seconds remaining. They will give him 8 yards on that, make it 3rd down and 2. Snap is back. Datelin is going to pick up the first down. They'll give him all the way out to the 47-yard line, and that'll stop the clock momentarily while they move the sticks. down to 38 seconds remaining in the half, and it looks like the Cats are going to get a timeout here. Looks like we'll leave it here on this one. I'm Doug Gann with 446 Sports, bringing you Louisiana Christian University Wildcat football all season long. Brought to you in part by our friends with the Convergence Media Department back home on the campus there in Pineville. Jeff Young and all of that group. Have a couple of their guys out of that department working with us this year on some of the things we do on high school football. So being able to develop some of the future guys to do what we do here, and it all channels through Louisiana Christian University there in Pineville. So great work to Jeff Young and that Convergence Media Group back home in Pineville. First down and 10, go the Cats. 38 seconds remain here. Again, Phillip Jones in at quarterback, replacing the injured Bryce Perkins. Snap is back. Going to run around. Just has to throw this one away, and they're going to throw a flag from back. The back judge throws that one, and normally when you see that, it's in the area of holding, but we'll have to see. He threw it from a long way back. So the penalty there will push the Wildcats back. And quickly, they'll go to work. Back to pass is PJ, throwing it over the top, but incomplete there. And a defensive pass interference is coming. So a little bit of a penalty push the Cats back, and they ought to be the beneficiaries of this one on second down and 20, and it is DPI, defensive pass interference, is called, so the Cats are able to go down there, and it is a first down for the Wildcats. Down to the 47-yard line, it looks like. So the Cats having a drive here, and look, if you can just answer this one, that prior score, you get right back to where you were. Play action there. Stepping up is Phillip. He's going to have to take off and run. No, he may have been past the line of scrimmage. We'll see about that. I don't see a flag out there. They're talking about it, but second down, and looked like he may have been, but he wasn't. Second down and 10 now. You see Washington coming over to the near side with Butler, EJ, and Omar up to the top as they turn and look at that Wildcat bench. If anything, you come away with a field goal here, but the Cats looking for much more. Pressure right up the middle, and tremendous work firing away. And we've seen, that's the young man that had the penalty a little bit early that just mistimed it, but tremendous work by number 33, Cade Sink. Third down and 10, just 7 seconds to go. And boy, that anytime you push it back that far, now you're just trying for anything that you can. Coming up at halftime, don't forget, they put 4 seconds back on the clock. We'll step away. We'll show you the halftime from the feed of the group here at Hardin-Simmons. They're the ones that allowing us to stream this one here, and we appreciate that. And we'll join you back for the third quarter of action. You get a line of scrimmage view. You see the visiting side press box up there. Good group of Cats that made it over here, Cat fans. Blue and orange up there, and a timeout is taken. We'll leave it right here. Cats are back on the road next week. They go to Oklahoma Panhandle. Said, man, Doug, they've been on the road a lot. Indeed, they have. They'll have a span of 3 games in a row where they are back home. But this trip over to Abilene today, and then the Cats will again leave on Friday morning and head for Oklahoma Panhandle. And, boy, that's a tough one to get. You go over and up to Amarillo and up through there another couple hours when you leave Amarillo. But Cats still have some business to take care of here today. They going out there trying to get some points here, maybe get a big completion, maybe get a defensive pass interference. PJ back to pass. He's got pressure up the middle by Sink again, and he's going to go down, and that's back-to-back sacks. He's joined back there by number 95. Don't have him on my roster here, but that is going to do it. Halftime is here. We'll step away, and we'll see you back for the third quarter of play when we come back.
In Central Louisiana, you might see me at the ballparks or soccer fields, or we might cross paths at the grocery store. I'm your local Farm Bureau insurance agent, your local expert when it comes to protecting what you love and depend on. I'm Jason Hawk. Learn more about how Farm Bureau insurance can save you time and money. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK and let me help you protect your biggest investments. Real service, real people. Farm Bureau Insurance.
When it comes to celebrating big moments, BK Distributors has you covered. From eye-catching fathead decals and senior banners to custom cutouts that bring your favorite faces to life, we help make memories larger than life. Cheer loud and proud with hand fans and personalized signs, or honor achievements with awards and trophies that shine just as bright as the people who earn them. Whether it's for your school, your team, your business, or your community, BK Distributors delivers quality, creativity, and service you can trust. BK Distributors, where every moment deserves to stand out.
A hot and steamy au jus is the king of dips. It enhances the flavor of everything. Roast beef, onions, cheese. I would dip everything in au jus if I could. Everything. Take it from a real firefighter. You gotta come and try this new French dip sub.
Discover golf like never before at Links on the Bayou, Central Louisiana's hidden gem. Welcome to a golf experience like no other. Our Links-style design sets the stage for an exciting and unique adventure. 5 distinct tee boxes cater to every skill level, ensuring a game that's perfect for you. And when you're ready to refuel, head to Becky's Bunker Club for dining with a view and gear up in our pro shop. Ready to elevate your golfing experience? Tee off at Links on the Bayou today. Links on the Bayou, redefining the way you enjoy golf.
Your property demands equipment with more reliability built in. Kubota equipment. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment with 0% financing available or save up to $2,500.
Find a dealer near you at LouisianaKubotaDealers.com.
When something happens to your car, you might say, "Ugh, come on! Seriously?
This is so extra."
But what you could say is,
like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
your local State Farm agent is available when and where you need them, online, over the phone, or even in person. State Farm agents are here to answer your questions and help you file your claim.
This is so extra.
Are home problems turning your life upside down? Trust Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing to save the day. From keeping you comfortable to plumbing repairs and even generators, we do it all. Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing, your one-stop solution for AC, plumbing, and generators. If you need us to save the day for you, call Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing or visit us online at southernairnow.com.
There's a reason why more of your friends and neighbors talk about their cataract surgery at Wallace Eye Associates. They know our tradition of eye excellence spans decades. They also know how committed we are to our local community. If you're ready to have your vision restored through modern cataract surgery, call us to schedule your annual cataract evaluation. When it's time for cataract surgery, there's only one team, one focus, your vision. Wallace Eye Associates.
Central Louisiana. This is your home for live sports action. From the field to the court, 446 Sports delivers the games you love with expert commentary and passionate coverage. Cheer for your favorite athletes and relive the moments that define our community spirit. Our sponsors keep us in the game. Together, we bring you the best in local sports coverage. Join the 446 Sports family today. Watch, cheer, celebrate. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on social media. 446 Sports, where Central Louisiana comes to play.
Getting ready to get the second half underway, and it has been, unfortunately, pretty much all Hardin-Simmons in this one, but not in a way that you would expect. They've not been dominating on the scoreboard on the scoreboard, yes, but first downs, Cats out first down 13-9. Cats have run the ball 30 times to just 11 for Hardin-Simmons. 56 rushing yards to 20. So the Cats only rushing for a yard, almost 2 yards, 1.9 yards. 9 catches to 12 catches for Hardin-Simmons. Receiving yards, Hardin-Simmons has 145 to 115 for the Cats. Similar averages on there. But the difference, too, 52 plays the Cats have run for 170 yards. They have had the football 18 minutes of this first half to just 11 and a half minutes for Hardin-Simmons, but it's been short fields. It's been those type of setups on there. We'll see if we can get the actual drive chart pulled up here for you guys. But it has really been a case of opportunities that Hardin-Simmons has been able to take advantage of. As you see the scoreboard there winding down under a minute. There's Chancellor and that group getting ready to go. Cats have had opportunities. They go down 2 3 and outs they hold to start the game, come back in, and a tremendous punt. Set the tone for all of this. You can say what you want to about it just being one play, but the momentum of that punt inside the 1 yard line, Cats unable to get a first down. Punting the ball, Baker is from from about 10 yards away. Normally they're 15 yards in the setup from the center to the kicker. And steps on the end line, calls the safety. It's 3-2. They kick it away. A couple of big plays later, a 2-point conversion, and now it is 10-3. Then it's 17-3. Then it's 24-3 before the Cats actually regain their legs on them. It feels like they just got 3 big Mike Tyson punches on them and made it 24-10. Cats fired up. You see them there, but they've got to carry that emotion and that energy out onto the field. They're just going to have to be able to put some things together. So statistically speaking, the Cats are not getting blown out of this one. But it's been opportunity after opportunity after opportunity. And in our conversation, our Thursday morning conversation that we like to have with Coach Ben, told you that he is going to have the best game. They've got to come out here and play, but it's been Hardin-Simmons that has had the best game. And that young man that you see on your screen, Noah Garcia, has been one of those. He is elusive, and I don't know if this word even works, but he has been shaky. Appreciate those folks that are commenting and checking in with us over there on our YouTube channel. A lot of folks in there watching that out. Big shout out to those that we see. I see a lot of Morgan Ross, so hello to you. And Jennifer Cottenham is there, and a lot of folks that are tuning in and watching. Let us know who you're cheering for. Let us know where you're from and where you're watching this one today as well. I am Doug Gann with 446 Sports. Levi set to tee things up and get this going. And that's Noah Garcia. Noah has a couple of touchdowns on the day and is really being the difference maker in this one. He has been such a safety valve, such an elusive playmaker as the ball blows off of the tee, so they'll reset it. I'll give him one more chance of that happening before have to have somebody come in. But that's Noah Garcia that we talked about again. And he's been a difference maker in this one, without a doubt. Settle back in and get ready for the second half of this one. Cats defense is going to have to take control of this one. And that kick is out of the back of the end zone. So it's a pretty good start. Kyle Brown and this Cowboys offense will make their way back out onto the field. Cowboys having a little bit better success than they had last week against crosstown rival McMurray. Cats were in a dogfight their entire time in that one a week ago before eventually hanging on to win it. They're 2-0 in conference. This is not a conference game. This is similar to the McNeese one when they stepped out of conference. They'll be back in conference next Saturday. That is a 6 o'clock start, I believe, in Oklahoma Panhandle. So it'll make for another long night getting back home. Snap is back to Brown. Got all kinds of time before he finally steps up out of the pocket. Here's the pressure, but able to spin around and just dump it off to guess who? Noah Garcia. And he's off and running to the 45-yard line. Boy, that is just great work by that Hardin-Simmons offensive line to give him all kinds of time. But Noah Garcia, and we talked about him and talked about him and talked about him. There he goes for another about a 40-yard gain. We'll take a look at that, get all of our settings over in front of us. It's down to the 42-yard line is where they go. So 38-yard reception. Back to pass once again is Brown, and it looks like Hardin-Simmons is coming out trying to put this one away. Good defense out there, but able to hang on to that is Chris Sims. And Chris has been kind of quiet, but had a big one there. Got a couple coming in the Lake Charles area, and Hawkins is being is said who that is. So let's we appreciate you checking in and commenting along the way too. Good work by that defensive line for the Wildcats there. Catching up on a couple of things there too. So Brennan Hawkins, a redshirt junior, has somebody watching there. Kennison Jefferson, number 52 from New Orleans. There you go. Look, wouldn't be able to do any of this without you guys. Cheering on 77 as well. That's Gavin Lilly. Yeah, a lot of folks are cheering on Gavin. You know, Gavin was the face of our graphic this week, too. Met him back at the media day, too. Good young man. Back to pass is Brown. That one is in and out of the hands, and that's tremendous defense. Kylan Polk, our reigning Sabine State Bank player of the game, goes up and makes that one. If you have not subscribed to us yet on our YouTube channel, make sure that you go up there and do that. It doesn't cost you anything to do that, but it'll let you know every time. If you're watching on our Facebook channel, make sure you just hit that follow button. It's a little bit easier. All of that to say, if you've got a Roku TV, just download the 446 Sports Roku app, and you can find us right there. D-Dub back to the 10-yard line. Cats hold to a punt. That one is going to bounce around, and dadgum, it is just tremendous, tremendous work off of the leg of the punter here for Hardin-Simmons. That is Caden Turner, that, let me tell you, Noah Garcia is a good one, but the MVP of this game so far for Hardin-Simmons has got to be Caden Turner. He is the punter that just keeps things going and going and going. Again, we will be back on the road with the Cats next week. Early morning flights again out to Amarillo and up to Goodwell for that Oklahoma Panhandle. But right now, and look, there's something that I know a lot of you had concerns about, but Bryce Perkins is back in at quarterback. And that's definitely plus. Nothing against, I mean, seeing PJ, and we'll see Phillip Jones a lot throughout his career, no doubt about that. But Perkins went out with an injury, and he is back in the game. You see him there, flanked off to the right side of him is Dayton Cunningham. High snap, but Perkins able to corral that. And right up the middle goes Dayton again, and it'll be 3rd down, and we believe about 4. Perhaps an injury there. Can't make out the number, but yeah, they will stop playing. You see him get twisted around there. That is Dayton, but I don't think Dayton's the one that's still down. No, it's not. I can't make out the number on him. So we'll get that for you in just a second. 74 for your Wildcats is who that is, and that is Christian Gotro. Well, that is a freshman that Coach Ben and those guys are very, very, very high on out of, Gotro is out of Dutchtown is where he's at. So that's a big get for the Cats. Ben O says he's part of that LCU championship team from a couple of years ago and checking in. Glad to see you tuning in and visiting with us today on here. We'll cover the Cats all season long, thanks to our sponsors that make it possible for us, and, of course, Coach Ben and Dr. Mark Johnson and that group. Perkins will go off to the right side and try to dump that one off, but good hands on it by that defensive line. And that's going to bring up 4th down and force the Wildcats to punt. So starting out very similar to what it did in the first half when both defenses held to 3 and outs. But, the field position has been the key to this one. Cats' average starting position is deep in their own territory. Average position, starting position for that Hardin-Simmons Cowboy team. And again, this is the 3rd punt from the end zone tonight for the Cats. That kick is up, and it is away. Again, not a great punt at all, and it's going to go out of bounds. But you've got to hurry because the pressure that is in there on Baker has been intense. And that will give Hardin-Simmons 1st down and 10 inside Wildcat territory to start things off. And you got a good look at Jamarian Jackson coming in. Ted, they call him. I said, why do you call him Ted? They're like, we don't know. Everybody else calls him Ted, so we're going to call him Ted. Hand off to Garcia. And bottled up there. That was pretty good work getting in there by Christian Doyle. Christian Doyle, you remember that linebacker out of a very powerful Ouachita Parish Lions team. They're out of 2-5A. Isaiah Joel's also credited with a half a tackle, and this is 2nd down and 11. After a loss of 1, back to the 47-yard line. Play action, dump over to the far side. Got to shed a block and make a tackle, and that is definitely done for no gain. Good work out on the edge by David Voorhees III. And 3rd down now and 11, maybe 10. You see that snap throw over to the left side of the field, and Voorhees just comes up and blows that one up. So give him 2 yards, 3rd down and 9. This is just what we talk about, that field position battle. It seems like Hardin-Simmons has been at midfield or plus territory most of the day. Cats just need a break here. Going over the top, that one is one of those breaks. Polk was back in coverage, doing pretty good, but it looked like the wide receiver had a little bit of a step on him. That was Wes Douglas. We'll see it again here on your screen. Yeah, just too tall to call on that one. And that is really one of the first off-target throws by Kyle Brown that we have seen. He is a senior out of Cedar Park. Back to punting. This has been the dude for him. This is Caden Turner. That one is caught by Darius at the 10-yard line. Makes the first man miss. Second one, but here comes the Cowboys. I guess here comes the posse. And they got D-Dub down on that one. Thought he was perhaps going to be able to break out of that one, but was not and did not. And so this offensive unit that a couple of times now defensively, the Cats' defense has held strong. But it's been a battle of field position. Look, the Cats have had the ball most of the way in this one. But when you don't have but 30 or 40 yards to go versus 80 and 85 and 90 yards, man, that's going to make it a lot more difficult. Aviation Geek says, come on, Cats, get tough out there. There you go. And if you're over on Facebook or wherever you're watching from, give us a shout out and hit the follow on there. You're able to see it on X now as well. We know a lot of these young men and their recruiting and these high school kids are out on X. And so we've been able to get out there also now. Cats trying to work a little bit of tempo here. 2nd down and 5. 10.5 to go. See that on your Wallace Eye Associates scoreboard. Snap is back. Handoff goes off to the right side. Reaching out and stretching out. Good run by Datelin. This is where LCU and company have to take over. They've got to go down there and score and let that defense, it's been solid right here. Handoff up the middle. Cats committed to the run. Cunningham busts to the outside and gets the first down before he is slung down. But out to the 23-yard line and a big run by Datelin. A lot of folks watching today, and we appreciate that for sure. Get to the line, not as much. It looks like they're just not huddling, but they get up to the line pretty quick. Bryce Perkins and that offensive unit. 2 receivers to the near side. 1 lone receiver to the top. Play action. Perkins looking over the field. Good work by the offensive line, giving Perkins all kinds of time. Comes down, and that one is incomplete. Looking for Omar Davis again, but Omar getting up a little gingerly, too, on there. Cats looking at 2nd down and 10. Clock does stop on that incomplete pass, so that's not a terrible thing. Handoff is going to go kind of a jet sweep, I guess, if you will. Inside handoff goes to the wide receiver. That is Tyrese Mosby that has come in, trying to get his speed up and going. Third down now and 4. Maybe a short 5. Handoff right up the middle again. That is Datelin, who's going to push forward for a first down. And the Cats continue to be committed to the run. And you say, look, they got to throw the ball to do the. Understand what the Cats are doing here in this game, too. Yes, coming back and winning this game is wonderful. But you're seeing something get established by LCU, and that is a powerful, powerful run game that's going to benefit them throughout the Sooner Athletic Conference play. And the ultimate goal in this is to get that Sooner Athletic Conference championship and to be into the playoffs. Play action there. Now coming on a little check down out of the backfield. That's going to be complete. Another good-looking series here for the Cats. That is complete out of the Wildcats backfield to Ashantis Brooks. He is out of East Iberville High School there in St. Gabriel is where that's at. Cats going with a little bit of tempo. Handoff up the middle. Brooks has it once again. This time on the carry, he's only going to pick up a yard, but that's okay. Don't forget, we are broadcasting from the Trios Press Box. Appreciate our friends at Trios. Great support. If you've not been there, if you're back home in Central Louisiana area, they're on Versailles Boulevard. Go by there and you tell them that Doug with 446 Sports sent you over there. Man, there's so many good restaurants back home that have been a part of what we do. Our Press Box game day food back home is prepared for us from Sinlon Grill and Chill, and we appreciate those. Perkins on the keeper, gonna spin around and dive forward. He gets the first down out to the 46-yard line. And look, you could say, man, that's a lot of excitement over a little 5-yard run. But look, the Cats are establishing an identity today, and that's what we're looking for. Yes. Points are going to work themselves out. But again, I tell you, there's a big run up the middle down to the 40-yard line. Brooks has provided a little bit more of that power game since he's been in there. Perkins, handoff once again. Ashantis Brooks, this time finding not much off the right side, has to spin around to the middle. But you talk about a game plan that will frustrate you is you being able to run the football and continue to possess the ball. This second half, and we're, 6.5 minutes to go in that third quarter is all. Cats defense has done well, and the offense is controlling the clock and running the ball. That one dropped and bobbles. Bryce is going to have to get that out of there, and he just throws it away. And, boy, that could have been a rough play for the Cats as that ball was snapped around. You saw that just unable to field it cleanly was Perkins. Snap was there. He finally makes a good connection with Omar Davis, but Omar was out of bounds on that one. And it will be 3rd down and 9. .305 on your Saturday afternoon. So glad you decided to spend it with us. Here comes EJ in motion. Perkins back to pass. Good offensive line work. And that's just a wide receiver drag out there to Xavion Butler. Butler has it. Looks like he's going to just get that first down mark out to the 30-yard line. And look, I said it before and I'll say it again. I don't care about this 21-point difference. That's going to take care of itself. These Cats are building an identity-building drive right here in the third quarter. Off to the right side goes Datelin. He is to the 25-yard line. Cats nearing the red zone. Still a lot of football left in this thing, too, guys. Don't think that I'm telling you they're out of it. But what I'm telling you is the Cats are coming of age on this offensive series here in Abilene, Texas on this Saturday afternoon. Perkins calls for the ball now. Play action. Quick throw out. That one is complete. That is E.J. Scott that has that one. E.J. Scott, career or single season yardage record holder on a big game he had last year. Handoff goes up the middle to Datelin, off to the right side. Datelin bangs around inside the 5 down to the 4-yard line. And here come the Cats looking to get back into the end zone at 4:50 and counting. And it's been all muscle from the Cats here. 4:46 to go in the third. Perkins will come up. Looks like he wants to change something. Boy, there's a lot of room off to the right side over there. Kind of a sprint draw, but we'll see. Handoff is there. Perkins is going to just take himself and go that way. Comes back, throws into the end zone. Touchdown. Touchdown, Omar Davis. Touchdown, Wildcats. Boy, that's just a tremendous back shoulder comeback throw. And the Cats are an extra point away from getting this in back to a 14-point lead. Back to a 14-point deficit, if you will. Snap back, kick is up, and it's good. We'll be back right after this. Cats clawing their way back in it. Back to work we go here. Shelton Stadium in Abilene, Texas, home of the Hardin-Simmons Cowboys. But the LCU Wildcats owned this third quarter so far, and still a little bit left in this. Hilborn fires that one out of the back of the end zone again. And when you start controlling everything and you start limiting the work of Noah Garcia, well, it certainly makes things a little bit easier. Cats have been solid on defense. Their defense got a long time to rest on that last series as their offense caps off another huge drive. We'll recap that for you in just a moment. 17 plays, 90 yards, and they took 6:18 off of the clock. That is the second 17-play drive for the Cats, and I know that Coach Ben and that group is happy about that. Kyle Brown now will try to get things going. Handoff there to a very patient Noah Garcia before he is raced out of bounds there. That's one thing that we've seen about Garcia. He will stutter step, he'll pause, he'll wait. And you see it on the replay. He just kind of waits for things to develop. There's a little bit of a block in the back. Pickup of just 3 on the play. Make it 2nd down and 7. 4-minute mark coming here in the third quarter. Boy, if the Cats can get a stop here and get their offense back out on the field, they're getting a fatigued Hardin-Simmons defense. Back to pass now, looking over the middle and down the seam, and that play has worked out pretty good for them today. Back in coverage was Nate Sullivan, but unable to step in front of that, and it was just a good play, pass and catch to number 18. That one was complete to Rodney Hall. 1st down and 10. Cowboys back out near midfield. We'll see what the stoppage is. They slow things down to make sure the chains are set and everything's ready to go, and here we go at 1st down and 10. 47-yard line go the Cowboys. Play action there. Back to pass, but good pressure inside, and that's going to be a sack. Right up the middle. Trying to see who that was. That looked like Lyric Hawkins, the freshman out of Edna Carr that came firing through. You remember Hawkins is the one that was the recipient of the strip sack back in Langston that Oglesby had. Boy, here come the Cats in this one. 2nd down and... what is that, 17, 18 that it is following that big sack? They're getting some things set. But we're at 2:36 and counting. Play action there. Here comes Cat pressure, but that ball is lifted high. Got a man open there, banging around, and look at Sullivan come back there and play, begging for the pass interference, and it's not there. I'm going to tell you what, as much as Sullivan let his guy on the inside last time, and that still is number 18, Rodney Hall. He had him blanketed there and just followed the eyes and knocked that ball away. Clock stopped with 2:27 to go. the Cats can get off the field here, they'll get their momentum back. Cat fans all around the country, make some noise here. Let them hear you in Abilene. Snap is back there. Not much of a play action. Going for all of it, just sitting back and throwing it up high, trying to get after Sullivan, and he's not having any of it. I'm telling you, Nate Sullivan, the redshirt senior out of St. Francisville in East Feliciana High School, spent some time at Arkansas Monticello, but is comfortably playing defense here. And, well, that looks like the old Tecmo Bowl days or the video game days. This last three plays, just drop back and throw it. On to punt again. Fair catch called for and made at the 16-yard line, and that's where the Cats will have it. What did the Cats do the last time they had the ball? All they do is go 90 yards in 17 plays, 6 minutes and 18 seconds. Cats have not got it any closer than 14 since early in this game when they had the lead at 3-0 and it started building from there. Got it back to 14 earlier before Hardin-Simmons was able to answer. But I'm telling you, the Cats are in this. Following that big-time identity-building drive they had just a moment ago, that offense comes back out onto the field looking to recreate that here and draw this thing to a one-score game. Hardin-Simmons has played one-score games their first two games. Cats, it's too easy, trying to claw their way back into this one. Perkins has two to the top, one to the near side. Going to be a false start, it looks like, on the offense. This is something they did not have on that first drive at all. The prior drive, and that is a false start. So they didn't play behind the chains any on that 17-play drive, and now the first time here you get a false start. You get out of that rhythm when things change, and they've got to find a way to bottle up and capture that that confidence they had just a moment ago. 31-17, you see it on the Wallace Eye Associates scoreboard. 2 minutes, 12 seconds to go here. First down and 15. Snap is back, play action goes. Trying to get the wheel out of the backfield, and it's set up and in and out of the hands of Datelin Cunningham. And my goodness, they had the perfect play called there, and Datelin could have ran as long as he wanted to. Good pass from Perkins. Datelin just unable to hang on to it out of the backfield. Second down now and 15. But that's something to look at. Haven't seen EJ in a little while. There's that play action. Perkins now will go to the far side, and that is complete. Looks like Omar got that one. He does. Big reception. And Perkins has done a good job following that play action. Snap throw over there. Kind of a sliding catch out to the 26-yard line. It's going to be 3rd down and 2. Cats must convert here. They're going to give it to Datelin, and they're going to do just that. Oh, no, they stack him up, but it looked like forward progress. They're going to mark him maybe just a yard, and I got to think that Coach Ben's going to at least think about keeping that offense out there. I know you're deep in your territory, but you're either playing to win or you're not, and he's made all the right decisions today, and that offensive unit does stay out there. So they'll give him no gain. Look for perhaps a hard count here. Maybe try to get Perkins out in space himself. He's been solid, but it's going to be a timeout. We'll take it with him. We'll be right back. You're watching LCU Wildcat Football on 446 Sports. Back to Abilene we go. Shelton Stadium here, home of the Hardin-Simmons Cowboys Abilene, pretty big city, have 3 colleges here. McMurray, Hardin-Simmons, and Abilene Christian, which is the D1 school. So a lot of opportunities there for you in a West Texas setting. And 4th down to go. We will see. They've got that big jumbo package in again, where they bring the bigger H-back in, a blocker off to the left side. Perkins has got it. Throw a quick little hitch, and that is complete. Why not E.J. Scott? Why not a first down for your Wildcats? Off and going, they go to the 37. E.J. pointing out something. He says, go out there. We'll get that for you. E.J. football IQ is tremendous. 37-yard line is where the Cats scrimmage from. Handoff is there to Joe. Joe's got it on the outside. He spins around, and Johnson out to the 45-yard line. Boy, I've been so impressed with the last little bit of time, nearing 30 seconds to go here in the third quarter. It's been a long day. Long couple of days. Perkins calls for it there. He'll play action to Joe. Little comeback route is complete there. Into the 40-yard line. Omar making his way out. That is complete. And out of bounds with 11 seconds to go. Clock will stop there. Play action to Joe. You see it there, but just that quick throw. But making a man miss. Normally you see a guy turn to the outside. 7 and 6. We'll see if the Cats try to get one off here. 5, 3, 2, 1. Snap is there, so they do get a play here. Taking advantage and getting a little bit of time. Guys, don't go anywhere. This is going to be a thrilling fourth quarter of play when we come back.
In Central Louisiana, you might see me at the ballparks or soccer fields, or we might cross paths at the grocery store. I'm your local Farm Bureau insurance agent, your local expert when it comes to protecting what you love and depend on. I'm Jason Hawk. Learn more about how Farm Bureau insurance can save you time and money. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK and let me help you protect your biggest investments. Real service, real people. Farm Bureau Insurance.
When it comes to celebrating big moments, BK Distributors has you covered. From eye-catching fathead decals and senior banners to custom cutouts that bring your favorite faces to life, we help make memories larger than life. Cheer loud and proud with hand fans and personalized signs, or honor achievements with awards and trophies that shine just as bright as the people who earn them. Whether it's for your school, your team, your business, or your community, BK Distributors delivers quality, creativity, and service you can trust. BK Distributors, where every moment deserves to stand out.
And back to work we go here. Shelton Stadium, Abilene, Texas. You saw the Cats making their way back out. That is a fatigued Hardin-Simmons defense. The Cats have done what they've wanted to in controlling the football. The last couple of series have been long, with 6-minute one the last time. This one is about 3.5 to 4 minutes so far. And I sound like a broken record. I understand that, but they are establishing an identity. Here's that little trickeration again. They saw him score on this one earlier. Perkins is going to have to tuck and run. He'll get out to the 26-yard line. So bobbled a couple of the exchanges on there, but positive yardage. And that's when you know a team is trending in the right direction, is when they have their trick play messed around a little bit and still are able to get positive yardage. 5-yard gain for Perkins there. 3rd down and 5 from the 27. 4-down territory for the Cats, no doubt. They trail by 2 touchdowns. Perkins looks things over, calls for it, sends Datelin out. That's another little quick hitter that is up, and it is caught for a first down. Short, concise throws, and you'll see him just lock right in on EJ. EJ takes a lick right there, but is able to hang on to it enough for a first down. 1st down and 10 for the Cats from the 22-yard line. Boy, let us hear you back in Central Louisiana. Make some noise for your Wildcats. Offsides, free play. They do whistle it dead, though, because contact was made. Game plan that Coach Ben and his crew wanted. They wanted to run the football. And guess what? They wanted to run the football. Today, they have done just that. We'll get an update on some of the stats for you here momentarily, but it is 1st down and 5 inside the red zone. Perkins calls for the ball, play action to Datelin. Another snap throw, bobbled around, looks like it's hung on to, and it is. That's a big-time grab right there. Boy, haven't seen that from Brennan Hawkins, but he goes up and gets that one. Big play, Brennan there to bobble that and hang on to it. Perkins calls for it, 1st and goal, handoff off to the right side. This is where the Cats aren't able to use as much space, but they're able to rely on the work that they've done on about the previous 20, 25 plays. Do see a lineman down for the Wildcats, and we'll check on him in just a moment. 13:30 to go in regulation. We'll step away for just a minute while they tend to the field.
A hot and steamy au jus is the king of dips. It enhances the flavor of everything. Roast beef, onions, cheese. I would dip everything in au jus if I could. Everything. Take it from a real firefighter. You gotta come and try this new French dip sub.
Discover golf like never before at Links on the Bayou, Central Louisiana's hidden gem. Welcome to a golf experience like no other. Our Links style design sets the stage for an exciting and unique adventure. 5 distinct tee boxes cater.
Back here we go. Kennison Jefferson was shaken up, but was most promising is that he hopped up and ran off of the field. You saw that from Firehouse Subs. Did you know that we have an official sandwich shop? Never knew we'd have that, but Firehouse Subs is the official sandwich shop of 446 Sports. And we hope that you're the official fans of 446 Sports. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. And thank you to those that already have. 2nd down and goal. We play here. Play action to Datelin. Perkins is going to run to the side. He's got to throw it off his back foot and throws it out of the end zone. Just had to get away, but I like putting Perkins in motion and rolling him out. They were looking for Butler again and unable to get there. Got to pay this drive off. I think where you're at in the work that you've done here, run the ball here and give yourself an opportunity on 4th down. May take the Levi Hilborn field goal if they need to. That would get it back to 11. A lot of ifs, and that's why that coaching staff that is clad in their orange shirts are making the decisions on there. Perkins has Datelin off to his right, and looks like a timeout has been called. We'll step away and take it with them. Don't go anywhere. Going to be a lot of fun here on 446 Sports before we get out of Abilene today.
To every skill level, ensuring a game that's perfect for you. And when you're ready to refuel, head to Becky's Bunker Club for dining with a view and gear up in our pro shop, ready to elevate your golfing experience. Tee off at Links on the Bayou today. Links on the Bayou, redefining the way you enjoy golf.
Your property demands equipment with more reliability built in. Kubota equipment. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment with 0% financing available or save up to $2,500.
Find a dealer near you at LouisianaKubotaDealers.com.
When something happens to your car, you might say,
ugh, come on.
Seriously? This is so extra.
But what you could say is,
like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Your local State Farm agent is available when and where you need them.
Back to work the Cats go. 3rd down and goal from the 6-yard line. Perkins back in the shotgun where he stays. Datelin off to his right. 3 receivers set. Now they'll bring a man in motion. Perkins rolling that way, looking to keep. It's a little run-pass option. He's just, the run part, the pass part of it might have been the better deal as that closed on him in a hurry. And 4th down now in that decision to make. You get a little bit closer. Going to be driven out of bounds at the 5, though. Only a pickup of a yard. And that's just some pretty good closing speed right there. They will bring Levi out onto the field, try to cap this drive off. And I like that, the way your defense has been playing, to go ahead and take these points and give yourself an opportunity to get a little bit closer. 31-17. Snap back, hold, kick is up, and it is blocked. And that's not going to work out. Perkins has it. Well, he flips it back, and this could be trouble. You need to go ahead and get that down on the ground, and they do. So a blocked field goal is there. I still believe it's the right move to make in this one, without a doubt. But pressure off of that edge, and it's blocked, and boy, just chaos happens when you get around there. So the Cats, another big, long drive, but unable to cash in. That's a couple of trips into the red zone that they have missed opportunities today. Inside, and they'll take over on downs. Will Hardin-Simmons. The ball rests at the 23-yard line. 24-yard line is where they'll start things off, 1st down and 10. Still a lot of time left in this game. Handoff is up the middle to Garcia, and he's corralled shortly after he gets the ball. Actually, that may not be Garcia that ran the ball there. No, that is number 26. So we'll get an idea on who that is. 26 is Braylon Henry, the sophomore out of Lorena. A 3-yard pickup, make it 2nd down and 7. 2nd down and 7 for the Cowboys. Once again, it will go up the middle. The handoff is there and going to be near a 1st down, but just, yep, they get it. They give him the 1st down on there out to the 34-yard line. Good second effort that time by the running back from Hardin-Simmons. Defense has kept the offense around in this one. I know the 31 points that they've given up in it, but I'm telling you, it's been short fields that have been the issue throughout the day today. Snap is back. Play action and a quick throw over to the near side, and it is complete and out of bounds. And Hardin-Simmons looks like that time that they've been on the side, they've been able to figure a couple of things out to attack this pressure defense of LCU. 3:30 on your beautiful, beautiful Saturday afternoon. Doug Gann with 446 Sports, and glad that you're here with us. Perkins and the company content to run some clock down any opportunity that they get, taking up most of the play clock, not in a hurry at all. 2 touchdowns in the clock on your side. That one is a swing pass out of the backfield. Big time work coming up and making that tackle. Oh, goodness, that was a good one. Step it up. And look, open field tackles, you'll see it again on your screen. But being able to come up and make a play like that, Jason Coleman Jr. out of Lafayette High School, the freshman. So the folks back in Acadiana region, excited about that. And look, you'll just see more and more and more of these freshmen and sophomore names making a difference on there. They've got a good mix of upperclassmen. These cats are growing up every day. Snap is back, play action. Here comes pressure. That one is complete and caught out to the near side for a 1st down. You see it again on your screen. That ball is complete out near the 50. Good coverage and able to ride him out of bounds there. Brandon Johnson the second. Captain Shreve product, Stingham. Out near midfield go the Cowboys of Hardin-Simmons. Quick hitch it over to the right side and incomplete. Get a big shout out once again to Jordan Oglesby, who did not make the trip. I know he is back home in central Louisiana watching this one, and got to be excited about what he sees. because this defense is performing very well on the day. Cats need another stop here. Fakes the toss, and now they'll swing it out to that side. Good, very well-designed play there, and fakes the toss to Braylon Henry, and he's able to step out of the backfield, kind of as that check down receiver. I think that Brown wanted to go deep, but he was unable to. Now the Cowboys hustle back to the line. They'll go to the 30-yard line as well as scrimmage here on 1st down and 10. And, boy, as good as the drives were for the Cats, this is one of those that the Cowboys have come back and needed. That is going to be a handoff right side. And a little bit of fatigue maybe setting in on this Wildcat defensive line and defensive back. This defense of it, long trip over here yesterday. They have played well. And I'm telling you, I'm very, very pleased with what I'm seeing with the Cats. And folks around the country can look at a 14-point deficit here in the fourth, but I look at the way this Cat offense, this Cat defense has grown up. If they can start mastering 17, 18-yard, 6, 7, 8-minute drives, boy, that's going to be a difference maker. There's that snap throw back to the near side, needing an open field tackle. Good stiff arm, though, and continuing to work. Showing the toughness there offensively was number 21. And let's see if I can get his number. I don't have it on our roster. Correction, that's 7. Sorry about that. That is Chris Sims. Boy, he was quiet the first half, but has come on that one. He is a senior out of Arlington, Texas. And now this Cowboys team looking to answer and open this thing back up to a 21-point lead, but the Cats have got to hold strong here. Zip throw in, and that is complete to the aforementioned Sims that we talked about, and now chirping a little bit, but that was his drive there, and Hardin-Simmons opens this back up to a 20, potentially 21-point lead here. 37-17. PAT is pending. Wildcat fans, hold your heads up. This is going to be a tremendous season for your Wildcats. They will jump right back into Sooner Athletic Conference play. That one is up and it is good. We'll be back right after this. Final 7-12 coming from Shelton Stadium in Abilene, Texas.
Online, over the phone, or even in person, State Farm agents are here to answer your questions and help you file your claim.
This is so extra.
Are home problems turning your life upside down? Trust Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing to save the day. From keeping you comfortable to plumbing repairs and even generators, we do it all. Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing, your one-stop solution for AC, plumbing, and generators. If you need us...
Back to Abilene, Texas we go. Hardin-Simmons looking to go 3-0. Cats trying to avoid falling to 2-2. The 2 wins are in Sooner Athletic Conference play. The 1 loss was to McNeese State University, a Division I foe. Down in Lake Charles, not far from where the Cats reside in Pineville. 38-17, a little over 7 minutes to go here in this one. Kick is there and back into the end zone, and that's going to be a touchback, and the Cats will come out 1st down and 10. Don't forget, if you have not had an opportunity, if you're watching over there on Facebook, just hit that follow button if you would. If you're out on YouTube, or if you're on Twitter or X, do the same thing. Also on YouTube, if you would subscribe. We go through 5,000 subscribers yesterday, and it's just a blessing that each and every one of you have chosen to do that. But get a Roku device. If you've got your Roku TV, and just search the App Store for the 446 Sports app, and you can watch it right there on your TV. Perkins, quick throwback the other direction. It is complete, only going to gather up about a yard on this. And you guys can tell me what you want to. They're going to go hurry up here, but I am thoroughly satisfied with the growth of the Wildcats today and the way they've been able to control the clock. You have not seen that a lot in the past, and content to work on that with hard-nosed, aggressive, in-your-face ground game. There's Datelin Cunningham, the recipient of a lot of these carries. He and Johnson and even Mosby have run the ball today. Perkins has used his legs as well. There goes Datelin off to the left side. Not really going to pick up just a yard. Goes down there. The Cats will keep the offense out there on fourth down, out near the 30-yard line. Not a bit of quit in these cardiac Cats. They've won 2 thrilling games to open up Sooner Athletic Conference play, out of conference. An old familiar foe, though, with Hardin-Simmons here in Abilene. And looks like a timeout is called. We'll take it with them. Be right back. You're watching LCU Wildcat Football on 446 Sports.
Save the day for you. Call Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing or visit us online at southernairnow.com.
We're back here. 4th down and 6. The Cats offense stays out there as we knew they would. 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the top. Snap is back. Perkins on a little jailbreak screen there to Davis. Gets out to the 32-yard line, but it's going to be well shy, and it'll be a turnover on downs, and the Cowboys will have it. You try to run that one and get some folks going down past the sticks, and you think that you can drag your tight end or your wide receiver there. That's kind of that jailbreak screen where the wide receiver comes in. Bubble screen, he kind of turns out, but the jailbreak screen, he'll turn in and do what he does there. And that gets us down to 5.5. That turnover on downs, and Hardin-Simmons can set up shop there at the 33-yard line. Back in plus territory for another one. Here comes Sims in motion. Fake to him, and that's going to be a keeper right up the middle. Hardin-Simmons content to keep the ball on the ground here and try to run off as much of this 5.5 minutes that's remaining. Well, the Cats make their long trip back into the central Louisiana area. Again, Sims in motion. That's the same play that they ran, and they'll run it again. And this time the keeper goes right up the middle. And, boy, you gotta stop that play is what you got to do. This is a very fatigued Wildcat defense. But Ty Thompson, the freshman quarterback out of Graham High School. So Ty Thompson, again, you're certainly the running quarterback, and you say, wait a minute, what are they doing going and scoring? Look, anytime you get an opportunity to get some of these reserves in the game, You can't ask them to go half speed or three-quarter speed. I mean, they're going out there to try to make a name for themselves on there. Thompson does that. Extra point is up, and it is good. 45-17. We'll be back for the final five right after this.
There's a reason why more of your friends and neighbors talk about their cataract surgery at Wallace Eye Associates. They know our tradition of eye excellence spans decades. They also know how committed we are to our local community. If you're ready to have your vision restored through modern cataract surgery, call us to schedule your annual cataract evaluation. When it's time for cataract surgery, there's only one team, one focus, your vision. Wallace Eye Associates.
Back to Abilene, Texas on this Saturday afternoon, and the Cats got it to 31-17 at one point. Had an opportunity to get it down there a little bit more, but Hardin-Simmons shows why they're a top 10 team. Four touchdown lead now for Hardin-Simmons. The Cowboys will move to 3-0 on the year. Cats will fall to 2-2. 2 wins in conference play, 2 losses out of conference play to some very good foes on there. And this game, it was a result of the loss of a team in the Sooner Athletic Conference, and not a lot of teams with open dates. So Coach Ben able to pick up the phone and make the call to Hardin-Simmons, a nationally ranked team. Snap is back. Quick throw over to the far side. And boy, Darius is hit as he was up in the air going after that one. He got hit pretty hard. Good to see him hop right back up. Again, we told you the Cats will go to Oklahoma Panhandle next week. Goodwell, Oklahoma is where they're at. And you say, well, Doug, where is that? Well, it's in the Oklahoma Panhandle. That's where it's at. You go up to Amarillo and go north. That's how you get there. That's how we'll get there. And we will bring you all of the action. Pregame show will start at 5:30. Kickoff at 6 o'clock, I believe is what it is. I'll have to look at that and see. But we'll carry that action for you as well. Make sure you make a reminder to join us next Saturday for that. Go check out some of the work we do on 446 Sports. We do over 400 games a year. That one is complete. Out to the far side to E.J. Scott. E.J.'s got that one. Holding looks like the call as the flag is down in the Wildcats backfield. We'll see what they're going to do. They're going to decline it, and that's going to bring up 4th down. I think the Cats will punt this one away, too. At 3 scores, you're trying to go down and get it. At 4 scores, you just you kick it away here and go down there and run out the final bit of time here. Under 4 minutes to go. Cats will make the long road trip back home today. That kick is up and away, and that's probably the best punt of the afternoon, but it checks up and doesn't roll very far. Cats have not had a lot of success out of their punt game today. Special teams set the tone early in this one. That's that block that was there earlier. So, I mean, it's just been a lot of special teams work by Hardin-Simmons. offensive unit back out there for the Cowboys. There you see the 45-17 on their in-stadium scoreboard, but there it is on our Wallace Eye Associates scoreboard. Again, big thanks out to the sponsors that made this possible: Louisiana Athletic Club, Explore Alexandria Pineville, and the host of folks that you saw along the way. Of course, our Wallace Eye Associates scoreboard. Sadler's Towing. You can see all of the action from last night. Thompson's going to keep it himself again and gets a big run. Man, he's get the size of a Tim Tebow. He kind of runs like that. If you'll remember Tebow, that's what he reminds me a little bit of, and not just for the number. Three and a half to go here from Abilene. Handoff comes to the near side and running out of bounds. I think if you are the Hardin-Simmons coaching staff, you're telling that young man, look, I know you're getting to the corner, but slide down and stay in bounds. The 36-yard line is where the Cowboys set up shop. Thompson, the reserve quarterback, will head to the outside, and he just lowers a shoulder, gets the first down. Was looking to initiate contact there. He had that big run for the last Cowboys touchdown. .246 remains here as the clock started. They called him inbounds on that. Off to the left side, coming up, trying to strip the ball away. Tackle is made. Been a lot of fun here today with you guys. There are better days ahead for the Cats. This is a very, very, very solid Hardin-Simmons team, and they have been for years. Don't look at your Cats and go, boy, this was a tough one. It was a tough one, yes, but they learned a lot. Snap throw there, complete. Going to slip out of a tackle and get into the end zone. And, boy, the scoreboard's starting to look a little bit uglier than it was early on. 2 touchdowns in the last couple of minutes. And this thing has ballooned to 51-17 with point number 52 awaiting. Just under 2 minutes, 1:56 remains here. Kick is up, and it is good. 52-17. Hardin-Simmons well out in front there. We'll be back. Final timeout when we return.
Central Louisiana. This is your home for live sports action. From the field to the court, 446 Sports delivers the games you love with expert commentary and passionate coverage. Cheer for your favorite athletes.
Back we go, setting up for the kickoff in this one. Go back to that third quarter and all the positivity out of the Wildcats, and we'll try to get some of the updated stats. They were running behind on them a little bit earlier, so we don't have all of that. Cats have run about 90 plays in this game and have controlled the clock over 33 minutes time of possession, so over half of the game in this they've had it. But these last couple of minutes, I think that fatigue has set in on LCU. They'll get back at it. Look, this shapes you for the end of the season and those big games against Texas Wesleyan and those big games against Ottawa that you'll have to face. And that doesn't take anything away from Oklahoma Panhandle and those, but you look at teams that were ranked above the Wildcats in the early preseason rankings. They already beat a couple of those on there, and so yeah, they're letting us know that it's about an 11-hour trip next week. Indeed, it is. $52-17 in this one. And look, I'm as resilient as the next guy in this one. We saw a comment earlier that it wasn't over yet. You saw the markings on it. No, it's not, but no, it wasn't at that point when the comment came across. But the Cats, again, you got to remember, they are preparing for a conference championship run is what they want out of this. Taking a look at who's out there, I see some fresh faces that have made their way out. We'll see if we can find some of those for you. Snap is back there, trying to get it inside to Butler. Doesn't happen. Down under a minute now in this one, and the Cats will go 3 and out here and set to punt it away again. So glad that you joined us today, wherever you are. We appreciate you taking us along with you. Hope that that you've enjoyed this broadcast. Outcome not the way they wanted it, but again, I gotta believe if you talk to these coaches, they thought, that you had the opportunity here today. A couple of things going different ways, but special teams has made such a difference in this ball game on there. You go all the way back to when it was 3-0. Been a long game of it, and just the numbers starting to get to the Cats today. And 52-17 looks like it's going to be your final score. Under a minute to go in this one. So to all of those that have watched, and it looks like Hardin-Simmons will take over 1st down and 10 from their 44-yard line. That'll get it down under 30 seconds. Hardin-Simmons doesn't have to snap it again if they don't want to. Call for the ball and handoff off to the right side, and that once they get him down should be the final play of the ball game. 6-5. Folks, it's been a pleasure on there. We will have a write-up for you on this after all the stats are officially in there. The Cats are going to make their long trek home at 2-2 as they drop this one 52-17. Of course, we thank again all of our sponsors for making this possible for you. But it is a final score here from Shelton Stadium in Abilene, Texas. Had a blast with you guys. Don't forget, next week we will come on 30 minutes prior to kickoff for our coaches show. Look for highlights and talks with some of the players and coaches throughout the year. For all of you that watch, for everybody here,